And good afternoon, everybody. I'm Bobby Marchesso. You're listening to 98.1 FM, AM, the 1220, KHTS. It's 107. I have, nothing. It is no temperature outside. I was, it's hot.
I was thinking, it said 91, I want to say, in my car before.
Let me go lick my finger and step outside real quick, and I'll be right back.
We'll wait for you.
My co-host, Jason Downs, co-host, co-creator. Actually, you're the creator. I came in and started writing your coattails, and then I was offered a full-time job here. I don't know why you weren't.
Yeah, well, it's pretty plain to me. I think you're the caliber of what you bring to the table is so much higher than what I bring to the table.
You think so? I mean, you dress so much better.
I'm being a little generous, but
no,
I'm just kidding.
You got to snort. I snorted.
Oh, I got to snort.
Good one.
But yeah, we can talk about my shirt if you want
Let's
to.
talk about your Star-Spangled. It has just about everything. I see bomb pops on there.
Rocket Pops.
Rocket Pops. We called them bomb pops, but whatever.
My wife found this shirt, apparently. This is her new thing.
Was she mad at you at the
July
time?
4th. It's hard to, I think it's safe to say that she's always got sort of an underlying
There's a little
anger
backhandedness
toward me.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's always there.
No,
and it can peak out at any moment.
Well, let me tell you, it peaked, my friend. So I don't know.
This was her punishment for me on July 4th. I think, as you know, I went on a cross country trip, right?
Without her? Are you sure? I
without
do remember
her,
that. Yeah.
Even though it was her suggestion. Okay, I think by the time I got back, she was angry at me.
Yeah.
For being gone for so long.
You left her. You abandoned her.
Even though, she helped me out the door and gave me
That's
a boot.
not the point.
By the time I got back, she had forgotten all about that.
Yeah.
And was just angry.
And here's a shirt.
And here's the shirt to prove it. This is
wow.
You be back by July 4th, and this was waiting for me.
Oh my God.
So these are Polaroids, right? We got a little balloon here with a smiley face. We got pink flamingos. Rocket Pops and little duckies, I guess.
And palm trees.
And balloons.
I see some fireworks going on. I can hear your shirt. That's how loud it is. I can hear everything on there.
Yes. It's certainly a conversation starter. We'll
I like the duck.
Oh.
I like the duck picture.
See, Patty likes it. Patty likes the duck.
Patty has to
the
like
rubber
it.
ducky.
You pay Patty to
I
like it.
I like the rubber ducky.
Patty gets paid.
It's like the Bert and Ernie special.
What did you do on July 4th? Have we had a show?
I don't
since
think we.
No, we
No,
haven't.
It's been 2 weeks now.
Well, because that was Sunday, right? Yeah, it was last Sunday.
Yeah.
Wow.
What'd you do, patio day?
What did I do? Well, we cooked out at home. Just had a little barbecue.
Who's we?
We as in.
Are you married now because of our advice?
No.
Are you with somebody because of our advice?
No, we as in my family, my mom, my dad, and my sister.
Oh, your mom. Yeah.
My mom.
Do you
dad,
live
and
with
sister.
your mom or?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's cheap and affordable.
Yeah. No. Totally, buddy.
It's all right. Hey, nothing to be ashamed of.
We got a lot of work to do. We got our work cut out.
I know. How old are you? Do you mind?
26.
Okay, 26. All right. And
oh no.
It's not like it's not like I'm living in by choice. If I had the funds for it, I would have moved out a long time ago.
Absolutely.
Okay, but I do think that we've stumbled upon something that is a factor anyway in our quest to maybe.
Oh Lord.
Okay. So, all right.
No, listen, we're going to poke at you and stuff, but it's okay, Norman. I would not pay attention to us at all.
Are you calling me Norman Bates?
Oh, is that what?
Oh.
Is that how you took
He got that reference.
Wow, yeah.
Have you started dressing
No.
like your mother?
No.
Like that? Okay, good.
Okay, all right.
So see, we're just
Not that there's anything wrong with that, Bobby. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, of course not. Somebody does that once in a great while, I guess. I mean, look at Jason.
Voorhees?
Well, yeah. I'm just saying.
Wait, what do the 40s have to do with that?
No, Voorhees.
Voorhees.
Thanks,
Voorhees, like Friday the 13th.
No, he was talking about me.
Yeah.
Jason, not Jason Voorhees.
Right. No,
I thought we were on the horror trope here.
No.
Because he had some type
He
of
had
thing.
mother.
He had mother issues. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Maybe mother had Jason issues as well.
Ooh.
It could be
In that case.
Yeah. So, okay. We're just taking a temperature here, as it were.
Yeah, we're just checking in because this is part of our ongoing project.
Yeah.
Patty's love life.
Well, it's not a project anymore. It's more like what's above a project? What's
Fixer upper.
Above a project.
What's really involved in a huge project?
Okay.
What would that be?
It's an undertaking.
An undertaking. Apple can put in an Apple store, but when they built their complex, that was an undertaking.
Really, what it comes down to, Patty, is that we love you, and we don't see why everyone wouldn't want to date you.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to find we're finding little gems here and there, and one of them could be that
loves his mother.
Oh my God! It is not that. Trust me.
You don't love your mother?
No, I love my mother.
You saying you don't love your mother?
What? No, I love my mom.
You just said.
No, it's not.
I said that he loves his mother, and you said, "Oh, it's not that."
No, I'm the insinuations, mister.
Careful with the language.
Insinuations, a language.
So let's get down to brass tacks though, just real quick. How many women have you asked out in the past month?
Oh, it's gonna hurt.
0.
Okay, why?
Because I didn't want to.
Oh.
Okay. I haven't been trying. I haven't been trying.
Stumbled on something else.
I was going to say maybe we should go the other direction. How many men have you?
It's not that.
It's not that.
Nope,
not that.
Okay. Nothing's wrong with that.
Nothing. No, nothing
I'm
wrong
just
with
saying.
That. I'm not that though.
Okay, we didn't want to assume.
So the opportunity hasn't arisen.
Yeah.
For either gender.
No. It is. It's not that. It's just I'm kind of like.
Is it still like COVID type, pandemic type thing where you're not getting out, or? Okay.
No, it's not that. It's more so just don't really want to. I'm kind of like it's more so I'm content with where I'm at right now.
With your mom.
No.
What? I'm just saying.
Stop. No. I love my mom very much. No, but it's not that. No, I'm just content with where I'm at.
Oh. Okay. Oh, so wait a minute. Have all the work that we've been doing is for naught because you're not even interested? You're not in the market?
Because you're quote, air quote, content.
Content.
My thing is, if something is going to happen, I'll let it happen naturally and fall into my lap.
From your mother's basement.
We don't even have a basement.
Well, you get the idea. It's not going to happen with you staying at home with your mom. You got to get out, son. You know?
But he's content.
Right.
So he's not. What about online? Is that
no?
a thing?
I do have some online profiles.
Okay.
We got to look those up. We're going to beef up your profile.
All right. Okay.
We start there. That's the brick in the yellow brick road. That's where we start.
Let me just also say that our show is sponsored by Denny and Company LLP, certified public accountants. Why? Because they make your life less taxing.
You guys are certainly not making my life less taxing right now. I'll tell you what.
Hey, I'm sorry about that.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Wow,
It really is. It's all love.
I know.
It really is.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
I see what's happening here.
But if you need the services of a great lawyer, you could try the law offices of Lou Esbin.
In case you want to divorce your mommy.
EsbinLaw.com.
In case you need to break from the family.
We all do need to break up with our parents.
Sometimes.
Eventually. No, I mean, I think that's the natural process. It normally happens in your teens, I feel like. But things have been I mean, look, we're all doing things later nowadays, right? How old were you? I mean,
I'm a different story.
You know what I'm talking about.
I do. I have a different story. My parents got divorced when I was 12.
Okay.
And I got kicked out of the house when I was 15. So.
What'd you get kicked out for?
Just because I wasn't, living up to the standard. This doesn't have to be about me. I like it when we focused on Patty. I like that.
It doesn't need
better.
to be about me. Okay. I just distinctly remember needing to break up, quote unquote, with my parents.
I think
in
it's
my
tough.
teen years.
Yeah. And we're educating or trying to help our daughter along, and that way she's 16, and we're having her do independence. And when she was calling around for jobs and things like that, she call him, and I'm like, nope. This is you, babes. You have to do it. This has got to be you. So, giving her independence, we're definitely gearing her towards leaving us. Yeah.
Well, see that in and of itself is a different trend from when I was a teenager, because it seemed like more often than not, me and my peers. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
We were rebelling against our parents. Our parents weren't having to try and say, here's your independence, be independent. Pushing us out of the nest, so to speak. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
do you feel like that is
they didn't do anything.
A
there was
trend
never
nowadays?
any talk when I was growing up. There was never any talk about preparing or what I would do or if I'm going to college or anything like that. But today, I think that more independence is with our younger crowd. I see them more independent, more assertive in such a way at a younger age, more than I ever would. Like my 12-year-old right now is more farther along than I ever was at that age. Never. With how he speaks, his confidence and
I agree.
Everything like that is crazy.
I agree, but I also get the sense that they are, while all of that is true, they know more than I knew. They're better spoken. All of those things. I think they're already smarter than I certainly was at that age. Maybe even smarter than I was in college. But I worry about this spirit of independence, though. And we've talked about this before. Am I helping them too much? Am I helping them along too much? Do you know what I'm saying? There's this aspect of how we do things nowadays, and so protective nowadays, much more so. There's not as much autonomy. There's not, So that's kind of the thing that I worry about as we go along, with my 16-year-old and now almost 13-year-old. Are they out there on their own enough? Do you know what I'm saying? Or am I still doing too much? Anyway.
It's a tough topic for sure. But
it is indeed.
We'll help each other through it.
So this is Common Ground, as Bobby said earlier. And I'm Jason Downs, Bobby Marchesso. Welcome to a place where we can all agree on the important stuff. And here's what we're asking ourselves today. This may be an ongoing question. Oh, Lou is on the line?
Uh-huh. Oh, it's Lou.
Oh, okay.
I was told it was I thought it was bad on my part. I thought it was someone else, but it was actually our very own Lou
Esbin on the line. Okay.
And we never did finish his plug at the top of the show because I think I interrupted. And you just went,
and
do
here
you
he
need
is,
a lawyer, Patty?
Here he is, the man, the myth, the legend, Lou Esbin of the law offices of Lou Esbin. Because when experience counts, you want to count on experience, and that is with Lou Esbin at
It's too late to suck up now. You can't suck up now.
What? It's never too late.
Oh, the client calls, and now you're like, oh,
it's never too late.
Wow. Hi, Lou.
Hi.
How's it going, buddy?
All right. How are you guys doing?
We're doing well.
Wonderful.
Doing well. Glad you could join us. I knew you might be busy today, but so glad you could join. So I was about to ask sort of our question of the day, and that is this. What is your favorite thing about being alive?
Oh.
My wife asked me that the other night, and
Did she?
I just thought, wow. What an interesting
Is that because
question.
she was still plotting, or
That's what I was thinking.
is that before or after she gave you the shirt?
This was
Is
after
that before or after she had you get life insurance on you?
Right. No, this was just we were sitting out on the balcony. It was a beautiful night, and she just sort of posed the question, and I thought it was such a fun thought, something that I hadn't thought of. And
That's
we sat there and we had an amazing conversation about it. So I thought I would pose that question today and let it sort of percolate and pop up as we go, because I found that it was pretty difficult to answer. And I also found that I might answer differently in any given moment, because my ultimate answer to her in that moment was that this right here, right now,
The wine
is my favorite thing about being alive. We were sitting out under the stars with the person you love. Yeah. We were, our kids were in their rooms going to sleep or, doing that. You know what I mean? And it just felt like this this is every.
That moment was it.
What could be better?
I know, and it's made up of so many moments that I think you're right that it changes depending on when you're asked.
Because when I'm performing on stage and it clicks and you're with the audience and the audience, I mean, that's an amazing feeling.
Yeah.
I could recount, and she could too, many moments that are sort of your favorite moments about being alive.
Yeah.
But they would change, from time to time or depending on what you're doing. So anyway, I want you to think about that, Patty. And Bobby
Always
and
thinking.
Lou.
Well, at this moment, for me, it's being able to have Lou Esbin on the phone.
Oh. Yeah, see,
I mean that, Lou. That wasn't just made up, sir.
I do love me some Lou
God.
Esbin as well. I must say.
I didn't just come up with that.
Sound is just blows my ears off.
Yeah, I know.
Do you have any favorite things about being alive, Lou, off the top of your head, or do you need to think about it?
Francesco's Pizza in Huntington, New York.
Ooh.
Nice.
Okay.
That just sounds good. I've not been to New York, but that just sounds good.
Anything else, Lou? You're not obligated to say, me just because I said you.
Well, it's interesting. That's the first thing that came to mind.
Yeah.
A good slice of New York pizza.
Yeah. No, I know. Me too.
I hear you because look, I mean, the sensation of tasting something amazing is something we share as human beings. I mean, I don't know how animals, I mean, it seems like dogs really enjoy certain things.
Everything.
Animals, obviously. But you know what I'm saying? Like, that is something distinctly human that is multi-sensory. I agree with you. I mean, sometimes that is one of the most favorite things I would say about being alive.
When a Krispy Kreme, hot off the table,
see what I mean?
melts in your mouth.
See? Yes.
That's
Oh yeah, Krispy Kreme donuts in Raleigh, North Carolina. When they come off out of the oven,
right. The
there's
conveyor.
a light that goes on outside of the Krispy Kreme donut shop.
Hot donuts now.
The donuts are hot.
Yeah.
But see, that's what I mean too. It can also be tied in with a memory, a sense memory, and I don't know. I totally agree with you because there are certain moments that take me right back to my childhood, sitting at the table with family at Thanksgiving. A taste.
Yeah.
And hey, I mean, what could be better than that, as far as being human?
Lou Esbin. But
True.
again, I'm just off the top of my
Yeah,
head.
he's hard to beat.
Yeah.
He's hard to beat.
I'm just saying.
He's hard to beat.
But that's just me.
What about you,
Is
Patty?
Jimmy charging me something for each mention of my name on the air? Is that what it is?
No. It just makes me happy.
Lou, I on this recent cross-country trip that I took, one of the things had to do with food. Our little adventure. We went to, we found a place in Chicago that is one of the original deep dish, Chicago-style pizzas. And I'm telling you,
It's crazy.
it was fantastic.
It's crazy.
It was fantastic.
You can have one piece and that's it.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It's yeah.
So the next time you go cross country, you can stop at a Waffle House along the way.
Yeah.
We actually kind of avoided those. Why do you say? No, I'm kidding.
Because of all the.
I say that because we stayed next to a Waffle House one time, and there were lots of, I don't know,
Oh yeah,
shady characters, sort of thing.
leftovers from the night before.
Exactly.
Walks of shame.
It attracts quite the
Wide variety.
crowd.
Yes.
It does.
But then we went to John's famous pizzeria on Bleecker Street in New York City, right? So by the time we, got to New York to compare, and you can't really compare because, I mean, it was so delicious, both of them in different ways. But my goodness, that I have to say that was one of the highlights too of this amazing trip, was just tasting those two different just delectable dishes.
Yeah.
Well,
you-
like you drove along the southern tier of New York as we talked.
Yes,
People don't realize how beautiful it is.
gorgeous, just
So
gorgeous.
I think one of the things about life is experiencing just such beautiful places that you can get to and see. It's just those are memories that you always keep.
I could not agree more.
Bobby, have you ever been to the southern tier of New York?
What would that include? The southern tier.
It's a highway that I didn't know that I had never been on, even in all the years that I lived there.
It's the area between the The bottom of the Finger
Pennsylvania
Lakes,
border.
Okay.
It runs
border.
No, I've not been.
right along the Pennsylvania border in New York.
Yeah, I haven't been there. I've been upper state.
Yeah, me too.
In the city, but
Well,
I
it
haven't.
is upstate, but it's called the Southern Tier.
Just gorgeous.
Wow.
Just gorgeous.
I rode a train from up north down to almost to Buffalo, from Buffalo down to the city one time. And that's amazing. That's an amazing trip.
I mean, one of the things that struck me about the trip in general was just how much space there is in this country. Just empty, open, beautiful country.
Yeah.
And so it struck me, and maybe you guys have an opinion about this, but it struck me that this mentality of scarcity has been creeping in more and more over the years. Maybe it was always there, I don't know. But this feeling that there's not enough to share. There's not enough space for everyone.
There
who wants to
isn't
come
in the
to
space that they're occupying. Right? But
within,
if
I
they
think
would
that's what
open
Lou
up,
said too. Is that within the boundaries of the few cities that we all occupy.
right. There's not enough room.
But my goodness, just miles and hours and hours of empty space. Beautiful space.
It's crazy. Do we need to? I think we might need to go to a break here.
Yeah, coming up.
Okay.
So let's do that, and then Lou, you got to hang on the phone.
So yeah,
All right, here, I'm hanging on.
more about our favorite things about being alive when we return here on Common Ground.
Whiskers on kittens. Nice pair of mittens.
Yes.
I mean,
Copper,
these are just
copper kettles.
Exactly, and these are just a few of my
favorite things.
Right here on KHTS 98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Mark Schneider and daughter Kaylee for Pacific Air.
Okay, team. I called this meeting to look at new ways we can super serve our Pac Air customers. Matt, what do you got for us this week?
This month, we're educating our customers about the phase-out of R22, the Freon older AC systems run on. The cost of R22 is up over 500%, making repairs cost up to 5 times more. And when it runs out, homeowners with older AC systems will be in trouble. We believe a new AC system using modern EPA-approved products will cost less to run, less to maintain, and keep them cool and comfortable for years to come.
Great. I love the way we're always educating and improving our WOW service that we give our customers. Remember, team, here at Pacific Air, our goal is to always give service so good, they're going to say, okay, Kaylee.
Wow! For the guys in the orange truck, that's Pacific Air. When you want the best, call Pacific Air.
For questions about Freon changes and your AC system, contact us today at pacaire.com, PACAIRE.com. Remember, without the E, it's just air.
Santa Clarita, bedbugs are taking over our city. They've invaded our homes, our businesses, and most importantly, our sleep. If you have suspicious bites that appear nightly, or have a bug that you need ID'd, your best option is to make one call to All Pro. We offer a 100% guarantee that your bedbug issues will be solved with heat in one treatment. No need to tent or spray your house with chemicals. Heat is all you need. Call 661-298-2200 or text me a bug picture to 661-645-0540. It's time to sleep tight again, SCV.
When was the last time you had a business insurance checkup? That long, eh? It's most likely Glenn Terry time for you and your business. Glenn Terry has been a Santa Clarita resident since 1980 and has deep roots in the community. 22 years in the insurance industry, a trusted commercial insurance specialist with LBW, licensed in 50 states. There's nobody I'd trust more. Call Glenn Terry today and set up your free business insurance checkup at 661-702-6005. Glenn Terry sticks to the mission, not the co-mission. Yeehaw!
Loss of hearing can affect the quality of life. Santa Clarita Hearing Center can help. They specialize in both preventative hearing loss and corrective measures, including diagnostic tests, new technology hearing aids, cochlear implants, hearing protection, and tinnitus treatment. They can adjust your current hearing aids or fit you for new ones. Santa Clarita Hearing Center also offers sleep molds, swim molds, and musician monitors. Book an appointment today. Log on to SantaClaritaHearingCenter.com. Located on McBean Parkway next to the hospital. That's SantaClaritaHearingCenter.com.
Your hometown station, KHTS.
And welcome back to Common Ground. I'm Bobby Marchesso with Jason Downs. It's 98.1 FM and 1220 AM KHTS. It is 1:32, and you were very close, Mr. Downs. It's 90 degrees.
Ooh, there you go.
That is from one of the most accurate weather centers that we could possibly derive our information from.
Which is?
Well, it's just my iPhone. I swiped left, and it's on my board right there. So
it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing what we can do by swiping our phone nowadays.
Yes.
That's another thing that I find myself talking a lot about as we're sitting there on the balcony, my wife and I, at night, just thinking about like how
I want to be a fly on the balcony while you guys are discussing all the things that.
Well, yeah, I mean, the conversations are certainly interesting to me, but I don't know how interesting they'd be to anyone else. But that is something that comes up often, is just that now I mean, she's an avid reader, voracious. And we also love film and TV like anybody else. We love music. And it's just incredible to me that in the past decade, not even, we now have access at our fingertips on these phones to any movie, any TV show, any piece of music.
It's crazy.
Any book.
And we were alive when it wasn't. That's the fun part.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's only been in the past several years that this has become pervasive. And
from push-button phones, I remember I was so excited when I didn't have to dial the phone any longer, and it was just all push-button. And now look at us. It's crazy.
So we're talking about today some of our favorite things about being alive. I would say that's a perk. To me, that's
the
one
advances in technology.
To be able to think. I mean, sometimes we sit around the living room and we take turns with the kids asking Alexa to play whatever song comes to our mind. You know what I mean? Like we would have a little, a little party, a little music, just sort of fest. And I mean, you asked me in this moment, that's one of my favorite things about being alive.
You're just like this sitcom family, aren't you? Well, you're just painting all these pictures.
I only talk about, the positive things.
Well, let's get into some nitty-gritty here.
I pictured a laugh track just going on. He said that.
She hands out his shirt. He puts it on. Laugh track. I love that.
There you go. Yeah, Lou, you missed. I'm wearing this crazy shirt that my wife got me for July 4th that has Polaroids of pink flamingos and rocket pops on it.
And rubber duckies.
And rubber duckies. So it's pretty crazy.
Very fast.
Very fashionable.
So
for someone.
I don't know, man. I mean, look, we all have our issues. I don't know how deep we want to get into them today, but it's interesting because one of the things that I had on my list to bring up today was a text from my mother.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, interesting. Patty, do you have a text from your mom that we could compare?
Which has to do.
No.
Okay.
which kind of has to do with what we're talking about, and just out of the blue.
Thank you, Senor.
Oh, that's not. Out of the blue, she says,
"Waiting." Isn't it? Aren't the phones amazing?
No,
you can
I know.
Just bring up information.
Technology.
At the click of a finger.
This is just out of the blue. All right.
Yeah.
Mom here, she says,
as if you wouldn't know.
I know I've asked you before, but did you have a good childhood?
Aw.
Question mark, question mark, question mark. Now, I mean, this has come up countless times, I would say, over the years.
I would ask my kids the same thing.
That's a loaded question.
Yeah.
Say again?
That's a loaded question.
It is.
It's
what if you said to her no?
Well, here's the thing, Mom. And then just ... And then
Here's
don't
what
text.
I would have done differently.
And then don't text for a while.
Oh, that would be torture.
Oh, no, that's evil.
I responded immediately by saying it was a great childhood. I mean, like you said, Lou. What else am I going to say? I mean, she's what?
I'm blunt.
Yes, you are, and that's one of the things I dig about you.
I would never have figured that with you, Lou.
That is one of the things I dig about you. I can't do that very well. I can't just come out and say.
If I do, it's
something.
I try to make it so gentle, or
Yeah.
almost to where they don't understand the point. Right? They're like just yes or no. But
I really did.
Did you?
I had a great time as a kid. I really did. I'd say that's one of my favorite things about being alive too, is being a kid, because my parents, they weren't screwed up in any, overt or obvious way, and they loved us. We knew that, and I feel like that's
everything, really.
That's really
a very
everything.
good foundation.
And that's ultimately where this conversation went. It went on and on. She started saying, well, you were the first one and all. We were young and idealistic. We wanted to be perfect. We wanted you to be perfect.
We were drunk.
And all of that. No.
Little
that's
things.
the thing, too. They neither one of them have ever even tasted alcohol.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. That's amazing. I love that.
Which is very, very unusual. They missed the whole, hippie thing. They missed the whole... they're from the deep South. They're old school Bible Belt type folk. And they really. I think where they went wrong was if the wrong could even be used, as the right word.
Yeah.
They protected us too much from the real world as a result. You know what I mean? Just and kind of what we were talking about a moment ago. Am I protecting my kids too much?
Right. Because if you'd gotten that shirt when you were younger, you would have gotten your butt kicked.
Exactly.
And so you wouldn't know that because you were sheltered.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
That is exactly right. So anyhow, I just think it's, again, such an interesting thing to think about. And we all have different experiences. But like Patty clearly has known love.
Oh, no, sorry. Has known.
He's known parents that love him.
Yes. No, that was my second one.
that was my second guess.
Yes. Parents who love him.
So, there's no doubt in my mind that when he finds the right person or decides to have kids,
it'll be like his mom.
He will pass on that. He will pass on the love that he has known.
Right.
And that's what we need more of, that kind of thing in the world.
Yeah.
So anyhow, I thought that was
it's very sweet.
It was very sweet.
It does tell you a lot about, what goes on through her mind. Because again, go ahead, Liv.
So if the question is asked by a Jewish mother, she would say, what did I do wrong?
And that's where you get your bluntness.
There
you
go.
take out your list.
Actually, that's true. If my mother had asked that, Lou, I would have had a few things to respond with. Yeah. Honestly.
Well, here, Mom, hang on. I wrote it down.
Hold on. Yeah, I've been keeping a list. Yeah. I've been checking it twice.
Like I just said, my thing was that we weren't really prepared for the real world because we had this sort of sheltered, existence where they intentionally kept out the real world.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's dangerous. It did not serve me as I was foisted out into the real world and didn't know how to handle myself or handle even handle things like rejection or people who didn't have the best intentions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or the same opinions. So I think that is a big deal, and it did handicap me a great deal, and it eventually led to things that traumatized me in my life.
Yeah, of course.
So
Bambi's mom.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my God.
I do.
Yeah,
okay.
How are you at Disney movies? The first 90 seconds of a Disney movie.
And Old Yeller doesn't end well.
That still makes me hurt, but I'm a big animal lover.
But we never watched those movies.
Well,
we only watched the happy
spoiler
ones.
In Old Yeller. Well, we can wait.
Anyhow, I just thought that was
it's very interesting.
That was a sweet and
What did you watch on Sunday mornings? Davy and Goliath?
Oh my gosh! Hello, Davy.
There was a show called Davy and Goliath.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Davy
there
and
was.
Goliath. Goliath was a dog.
Like a talking dog.
I don't think so, Davy. That's how he talks.
That's pretty good.
I don't think so. Yeah.
I'm not familiar
with
that.
It was a very religious program, claymation.
It sounds religious.
Sunday mornings.
Sunday mornings we were in church. What do you mean?
See.
So
the rest of us, were being indoctrinated with Davy and Goliath.
Mm-hmm.
And there was no TV during the week. We watched, a program maybe on a Friday evening or a Saturday evening, and could watch a couple cartoons on Saturday morning. But anyway, that was just how it went.
Yeah.
And
interesting. Are you, not that it matters, Patty, are you religious? Are you a religious person?
I
Do you
wouldn't say
consider yourself?
I wouldn't say I'm overly like I'm enough. I'm religious enough. I'm not like
What's
over.
enough?
I'm like
I'm religious enough to walk through the gates.
I would say like I'm like neutral. I'd say just like
You're neutral.
I'm neutral. Yeah.
Okay.
Like the best way. Like I was brought up in a Catholic home.
Yeah.
But like we weren't like so like we were pretty
rigorous. Or
yeah. It was pretty much like just like do kind of like just believe what you want. Just kind of like it wasn't forced on anything. It's just we had the freedom to choose how we do. So I just live it neutrally.
Yeah. So neutral living is what you do.
Well,
we'll see how God feels about that when you pass. It'll be interesting to see. They call that limbo. They call that purgatory.
I know how to do the limbo. How low can you go?
Oh my God! Stop it.
That was a brilliant response.
Thank you.
Was it though?
A couple things that I'm curious to hear what you guys think about is Branson's space flight.
Right.
Which I think, is interesting and in its implications. And also this idea of the metaverse that we keep hearing about more and more in the news and such. Do either of you guys, did you watch? Have you heard anything about this? Have you, either one, the space flight or the metaverse?
I know the space flight that happened like a couple days ago, right? The one on the Virgin
Galactic.
That was
yes.
yesterday morning.
Yes, I watched that when I woke up.
Listen, I don't know if you're making soup for your mom or whatever you're doing. I don't know what you do.
It was on the news.
Okay.
When I saw it, it was already on TV.
I think it's like Zephyrin Cochrane's flight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nice. I think the exact same thing. And for all you geeky people out there who doesn't maybe know what he's talking about, the first warp drive and putting that into space from Star Trek. But yeah, that's excellently put. Mm-hmm. Here I am embellishing on it, but it was actually well done, and I have nothing further to add to that would make it so brilliant.
So you think so you think, Lou, that it's basically the beginning of that next step that we take as humans, and it's a positive thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I mean, that is the beginning of commercial spaceflight, right?
Yeah.
To where we're all going to get to go someday. Of course, we don't have $250,000.
Well, but like DVD players when they VCRs when they first came out, everything's more expensive at first, but it will become affordable.
This is in Yeah. What are you laughing at, Patty?
I am this much closer to getting a lightsaber. Just this much closer.
You have to build your lightsaber. What do you mean?
Yeah,
you have to build your own.
Yeah, but
you
in space you can go to space and become a Jedi. Get a lightsaber.
Oh. No lightsabers in Star Trek.
See, and this is the difference.
Star Wars
this is the generational gap right here. He jumped right to lightsabers as if
I've seen Star Trek. I've seen Star Trek though. I'm not a fan of it. I like Star Wars better.
Here we are talking about commercial spaceflight, and you're like squirrel.
Exactly.
Listen, man. It's in a galaxy far, far away.
I understand. It's okay, Chewie. Just listen. You just have to come back. Okay.
Well, you understand that galaxies are not something that are currently in the cards, right? We can't travel to other galaxies.
No, I know.
Okay, it's called Virgin Galactic, but that's actually a misnomer.
You won't find those in space. Just so you know.
That's going to be a few years off, I think.
Maybe
traveling to
give
other
or take a few
galaxies.
thousand or so.
Go where no man's gone. Yada yada.
Right.
So I thought the metaverse idea was interesting to sort of go along with this, and I don't know a tremendous about it either. But have you guys seen Ready Player One, for instance?
Yes.
And there have been plenty of stories sort of written about this idea that we, as humans, there's a real. I mean, the Matrix. We're going to say there's the real world, and then there's a metaverse that we can all step into. It's a virtual reality, essentially.
Okay.
Of correlating universes on the internet, right? I mean, and there are games that are already, sort of tapping into this sort of thing where you can literally put your goggles on.
Marvel's kind of doing that right now too with some of its shows.
Yeah. So, I mean, the belief is that people will eventually live most of their lives in this virtual metaverse.
Really?
Well, but with that metaverse, you also have a completely new economy. And so to the extent that the real economy, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Well, yeah, we were hanging on every word.
We are wrapped.
The real economy, what?
Yes.
Oh, because to the extent the real economy does not have enough jobs or ability for people to make a living, ultimately they may find themselves having jobs and earning digital currency in a metaverse.
Gotcha. Yeah. No, that makes perfect sense, because actually Decentraland, that was created in 2020, is a digital currency that is also a virtual platform. That's the technology behind the currency. So yeah, I mean, this is where people are going in their minds. And
I've not heard of any of this.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not.
Really?
It's not like a ubiquitous kind of, thing that most
certain
people. I mean, look, cryptocurrency is now becoming something that's joked about on Saturday Night Live. So it is becoming something that everybody at least knows about.
Yeah.
But this sort of thing is even beyond that.
Interesting. So it's only for certain cult members, or?
No. I think they're hoping that everybody joins the cult eventually. No,
All right.
I mean, like Lou said, I think this is kind of where it's just where it's going. I mean, you can look down the road and say, yeah, okay, yeah, things are going to go more digital. Things are going to go,
Yeah.
Anyhow, so
There's nothing down there. You said we were looking down the road. I was looking down the road.
Oh, you guys were just looking down the road, literally. I was figuratively.
And you turned around like, what are y'all looking at?
What are y'all looking
He's
at?
looking across Main Street, Newhall.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly where I was looking. All right. We
So,
need a break.
Yeah, we're gonna take a quick break, but we're gonna come back. This has been a great conversation. We're gonna talk about the death of disco when we come back.
That makes me cry. Let's not talk about something sad.
No. Disco is alive and well now. I'm talking about back in 1979. And we're also going to talk. I want to find out what Lou thinks about the threat to universal schooling now that the fall is approaching. And
we're only going to have like 8 minutes left when we come back.
Right.
That's a lot of conversation right there.
It'll be a cliffhanger. People will need to come back next week. Anyway, stay with us right here on Common Ground 98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Denny & Company, LLP, helps small to medium-sized businesses with their tax and accounting needs. With over 55 years of public accounting experience among them, Denny & Company's partners are familiar with a large number of business types, tax situations, and business consulting needs ranging from individuals, families, trusts and estates, corporations, partnerships, and limited liability companies in many different industries and professions. The partners and staff of Denny & Company, LLP are always friendly, helpful, responsive, and are experienced in representing individuals and businesses like yours with all kinds of government agencies, banks, attorneys, and more. They are your hometown CPA firm. Why go all the way to Century City or Encino to pay top dollar for the same level of services you can get right here in Santa Clarita? Denny & Company, LLP. CPAs that make life less taxing. Call 286-8860. Call 286-8860.
When was the last time you had a business insurance checkup? That long, eh? It's most likely Glenn Terry time for you and your business. Glenn Terry has been a Santa Clarita resident since 1980 and has deep roots in the community. 22 years in the insurance industry, a trusted commercial insurance specialist with LBW, licensed in 50 states. There's nobody I'd trust more. Call Glenn Terry today and set up your free business insurance checkup at 661-702-6005. Glenn Terry sticks to the mission, not the co-mission. Yeehaw!
I listen to it all day, every day.
Hometown, your hometown station.
And welcome back to Common Ground. I'm Jason Downs with Bobby Marchesso and Lou Esbin, and we got Patty Swiek on the board.
Heyo!
And we also have a new face in the studio. we can say hello as well. I'm Jason. I think Patty, you're training someone.
Yes, yes, indeed.
Okay. They'll be subjected to this kind of mayhem soon enough, I guess. What's your name? I'm sorry.
A.
Just A.
A.
All right.
It's
nice.
on our hat, for crying out
I
loud.
like it. Okay. Well, I didn't know. I mean, I have a hat with an A on it as well. So. Yes. Oh, okay. I like it. It's nice. Did you design it as well? The A?
My friend made it for me.
Nice. I can tell. It looks original.
Yeah, it's kind of broken,
Oh, really? It's been stunted?
a little bit, but it's
Oh, okay. No, it looks pretty cool. Anyway, we're back. Thank you
back?
so much for being here.
You were just talking to her?
The temperature is still 90 degrees according to...
Who opened up after we came back from the break?
I did.
By yourself?
I asked. I gave him the option.
Wow. Okay. Sorry,
So-
I was
Cold shoulder, huh?
Wow.
All right,
Damn.
so on this day
Yeah.
in history, okay, July 12th, 1979, disco was supposedly dealt the death blow by fans of the Chicago White Sox. Do you know the story?
I do not, actually.
Interesting.
All right. So as the 70s came to an end, the age of disco was also sort of nearing its finale. But for all its decadence and overexposure, disco didn't quite die a natural death. Instead, it was killed by a public backlash that reached its peak on July 12th, this day. 1979, with the infamous Disco Demolition Night at Chicago's Comiskey Park. So there were these two DJs, right, that for whatever reason disliked disco. They were sick of it, and so they asked the Cubs if they could. They were having a doubleheader, and so that in between the games, can we please blow up, a symbolic, a dumpster of disco
An effigy
records
of something of.
And for some reason, the owner allowed them to do it. He was like, okay, that sounds like, we'll attract some people and make some more money. Was
Okay.
Anyhow, 40,000 people. There's only 15,000 seats, I think.
Holy
Somehow
fuck.
40,000 people got into the stadium.
Wow. Including the Bay City
40,000
Rollers?
They were they were playing the music as the Titanic sank.
Yeah.
And then 40,000 outside the stadium.
Oh, my Lanta.
Showed up for this for the death of disco, supposedly, and they all brought their own disco records and whatnot, and those became projectiles, and there were fires, and it became completely out of control.
Wow.
And
there's no other music genre that I know that went through a death like that. So
and most So history has sort of counted July 12th this day as the day disco was officially killed. I mean, but what's funny is that how many years went by before it started to come back?
Well, yeah.
At least, at parties and weddings. And,
there is no
whatever.
death of disco. You cannot kill the spirit.
That's right.
Of disco.
The decadence and the I mean, hey, if it's a good song, it's a good song. Staying Alive by the Bee Gees is.
Well,
I mean, that.
I like Earth, Wind, and Fire a lot too.
Do they count as disco?
No, they do. Oh, they have a good vibe.
No, that's R&B, man.
Yeah, come on.
Really?
Yes.
Boogie Wonderland?
There's a couple things that are disco-like sounding, but we're
how is Boogie Wonderland not?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
How old are you? How old are you?
26, point taken.
Thank you. My God, I'm going to argue disco with somebody who was born in 2012. Wow.
1995, but thank you.
I thought Earth, Wind, and Fire was disco.
I thought it was. It sounded like
you
I
know
was
nothing,
there.
Jon Snow.
I was there in 1979. I was there
Let me tell
in
you.
Comiskey Park, and I saw disco die with my own eyes.
Yeah, me and this duck. Yeah, we were watching disco.
Was it Daffy or Donald?
No, stop. Again, disco duck. Forget it.
We can count on Patty for just such random contributions to the
interjections.
The
Interruptions
lightsaber,
is what I
comes
would
to
say.
mind as well from moments ago.
Wow. Do you know I stood in line for the original Star Wars there?
That's awesome, actually.
Diaper pants. Did you
that's
know that?
really awesome, though.
I remember seeing that in the theater as well as a young laddie. All right, Lou, what about this one? Geraldine Ferrero on this day. On this day in 1984.
Walter Mondale.
That's right. She was nominated to be the vice president on this day in 1984, which obviously paved the way for our current vice president, which is pretty awesome. Obviously, Geraldine Ferrero was not successful, whereas Kamala Harris was. So anyway, hoorah. And on this day in 1957, the Surgeon General connected smoking with lung cancer for the first time.
Wow.
1957.
Is that still true today, or was that just a fad?
Oh no, I think that was the beginning of a whole can of worms there, Bobby.
So smoking's still bad then?
Yeah, I'm sorry to break it to you.
No, I'm totally. Yeah. No, I can quit anytime.
1976, first Family Feud game show.
Oh, jeez.
Debuts on ABC.
Richard Dawson.
Hosted by
Richard Dawson.
It's also Henry David Thoreau's birthday. I know you don't care as much about that, but you know.
No, but we should be thorough.
I'm fan.
On all of our day
I'm a fan. Yeah, no, I want to be thorough.
Did you see what I did there?
It's also it's also Bill Cosby's birthday.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, moving on.
And Lou, here's one for you. Alexander Hamilton died on this day. He was killed on this day.
Why is that for Lou?
Well, because he and I are Hamilton fans. We sort of, we started this show, using Hamilton as part of our basis.
Oh.
It's very sentimental
That
to
was
me.
before my time.
The Federalist Papers.
That's right. But this was the day that Burr shot him.
Oh, spoilers! I've not seen the show.
Oh.
Spoilers, Jason.
In New Jersey.
Yes, that's right.
Wow. Okay, well, there's no sense in going to watch it now.
On the shores of New Jersey. Hoboken.
Yeah.
Anyhow, Frank Sinatra.
Oh,
here's one for you, Bobby.
I love Sinatra.
Speaking of
Hoboken. Frank Sinatra cut his first disc on this day, and it was a flop.
Was it really?
1939.
I can believe it.
It was a flop.
That's hilarious.
But he would obviously go on to be hailed as the voice of the century.
Mm-hmm.
So he obviously didn't let that get him down.
Wow.
Chairman of the board.
All right. Thank you guys so much for another wonderful show. It's always a pleasure to hang with you guys. Denny and Company LLP, Certified Public Accountants, are our sponsors, along with the law offices of Lou Esbin. When experience counts, count on experience at espinlaw.com.
And Patty's mom.
As always,
tell her I said hi.
Thank you to Patty Suika and Jerry and Carl here at KHTS and the wonderful staff. A pleasure to have you here on Common Ground, where we can always agree on the important stuff. I'm Jason Downs. You're listening to KHTS. Until next time, stay safe, stay informed, and stay optimistic.